So I am finally doing a video on homeschooling. I've been getting a lot of questions about the type of curriculum I use and how to get started and like what kind of school is the best school to go to, or just like even just looking for a school period, like about homeschooling. So I thought it would be good. It's been on my heart for a long time to just make a video that kind of explains certain things. So I'm going to try to make a couple of videos to explain some tips or some different curriculum or online platforms we use as a homeschool family. Now, let me tell you about myself because a lot of you may not already know who I am. I have been homeschooling 4 kids, me and my husband. We have 4 children. I've been homeschooling for 10 years now. I have a sixth grader. I have a seventh grader. I have a ninth grader and a 10th grader. So we're kind of getting new to the game of homeschooling in a high school setting. Like, homeschooling high school, completely different than homeschooling elementary school. So we're kind of getting used to it right now. Um, but I'm very excited to share some information. I hope I can share something that will be a blessing to you or help you on your journey. I know for me personally, last year was just like one of the hardest years in homeschooling because of the coronavirus. Like a lot of things changed. So um, I'm hoping that, I can be an encouragement to someone who started homeschooling last year and felt overwhelmed and was like, what? How do people do this? Let me tell you something. Last year was completely different than what you would usually um, experience in a homeschool setting um, before, you know, coronavirus. The main reason being is that everything was closed down. So usually when you are homeschooling, you have your kids in some type of social activity. They're always doing social activities together. You can put them in learning outside of your home. Everything is not learning inside. But with everything closed, it's like it brought so much stress. I know for me, I felt the difference. And so I just want to come and encourage you and tell you that, hey, you can make it, because I'm telling you, I was almost pulling my hairs out last year too, because I mean, there's just nothing like having social interaction with people, with getting out there, getting outside, doing things. Yes, we saw everybody was in the park, but I'm telling you, there's so much things and so many like activities that you can get your kids in to go with your curriculum that you're doing, so it won't be so boring and stressful. So a lot of people felt the weight of that, especially if you were homeschooling your kids and for the first time and it was your first time. So I just want to encourage you. I want to hopefully give you some information on some curriculum and some school settings, like maybe some different school platforms that you can use in your journey. Because I know right now, a lot of people have been doing what is it called, the satellite. They've been doing what else? When they do Zoom classes, it's like connected to the school. Um, it's not homeschooling, but it's uh, I can't think of it right now. Oh wait, hybrid. So they're doing like a hybrid type of school. So your kids will go to school part time and then they're at home. So I mean, that's great right there. That's awesome. So I just want to give some information where there's different types of um, I want to just give some information to where it'll help you whatever journey you might be on. You can take whatever I'm going to tell you and use it for whatever setting you're doing it. Because I love the fact that there's different options, because everybody is different. Every family is different. Everyone's not going to teach or need the same thing for your kids. Some people need to have their kids in school full time because I mean, that's just your situation. Other people, they would like to have the hybrid works for them, where you have your kids there part time and you're at home with them, or you're doing something that way. Another platform is where you have something like Connections Academy, where you are on a satellite program to where everything is all computer. There's no outside classroom stuff. And then you have that's called a um it's called a homeschool public school. So you're doing homeschool and you're doing it through a public school. And when you do that, um, you're the school fund you get funds through the school to get your curriculum, and then they help you. You get classes, you get stuff like that, and you get a certain amount. You're allowed to set up a certain amount of money to be able to get curriculum from your school. So that's a good one too, especially for those who are starting off. I think it's a lot easier than, um, kind of supervising. At least you kind of know more of the curriculum and stuff. Then there's your traditional, or just where you're getting your affidavit and you're going through the state and it's just you. You're at home. You're coming up with the curriculum. You're buying the stuff. All that is all on you. So there's different types of homeschools, and I just kind of want to dive into that. But I want to talk about that on the next video. Right now, I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and just kind of give you some encouragement. Say, be encouraged. I know some people are able to put their kids in school right now. Others are like still on that homeschool journey. It's your new year. It's you might have been in doing homeschool for a long time, but the changes have been a little bit hard. So I just want to give you encouragement and tell you that it's going to be okay, and go with the flow. Pray about it. Go with the changes. Do what's best for your family. Okay? Do what's best. Do what God is calling you to do for your family. That's what's most important. What does your kids need? But before I go, I want to give you a tip on maybe some curriculum that you might want to be using, or something I use. So, curriculum. Now, my first tip to you is, okay, so for me, I have always worked with a public school. So I've done homeschool, public school. Okay. So with that, I had the option of picking a lot of curriculum that really, really works together. So you'll have, so I would have online work, and I would have also workbooks. Okay, that's one thing I did. It is so important that kids know how to do technology along with reading books, so they navigate through the computer and do that. I don't think it's beneficial for kids to just be all books, no technology, all technology, and no books. Now, can it be done? Yes, you can still. I mean, there's people like having their own businesses and doing stuff like, having a trade and knowing how to sew, knowing how to do other kind of stuff. But I think even when you do that, you got to know how to get on. You got to know how to do online accounting. You got to know how to do all kind of stuff. So it's important to know how to navigate through a computer. Okay, so if they have classes that show them how to go into different platforms, a lot of things, schools, even now, look at today, even colleges have online classes. So it's very important to teach your kids how to do online curriculum along with book curriculum. They still need to write, because if you do everything online, I feel like the kids kind of get a little bit lazy with it. I'm just saying. If everything's online, they be like not wanting to write no more. I'd be like, listen, you got to know how to write, okay? You can't just go type everything in. You got to know how to have patience and think about stuff. It's something about when you just write stuff down. It's good. It helps you with your memory, okay? So, one thing that I've always had, I'm working on them. I kind of stopped, I think last year. We did a little bit different. I think we worked with something else. We did a little bit different last year. Yeah. But I usually have them working, and we got this year, with the workbook. So I would have an online curriculum, which I'm gonna tell you about that. So good, so good. And with that online curriculum, I'm gonna show you in detail. That's why I'm not talking about it yet. But with the online curriculum, you gotta have a workbook. This is one of my favorite, like just a workbook. Now, there's other stuff that you can use. But say if you want your kids to learn a little bit more science and you have a science platform, okay? Or you have them taking some science courses or whatever. This right here helps them to read something on, okay, so this says energy on the move. So this one right here, energy on the move, right? And then it'll have them answer some questions. So they'll read it, they answer questions, and then you have a grading sheet to grade it. So I'm telling you, it's so good because it also helps with comprehension. So not only are they practicing writing, their memory, it's giving them something to read, and it's helping with comprehension. It's helping some of them to learn and work on their own. Okay, you can say, okay, it's time for workbook time. Take out your workbook. Let's work on your workbook, and it has them give them something to work on. I'm telling you, I love it. It's amazing. So here goes the science one. You got language arts. They have math in different grades. It's just like a practice. You know how you go into a classroom, and the classroom, they give you 5 minutes, like a 5-minute warm-up. That's what this is. It's a warm-up. It's like, okay, we're doing science. Here you go. Do your warm-up right now. Get them together. Get them ready, okay, for the real lesson that you have. It goes along. It's not, you can pick something that's on the lesson that's in there. Like if you go through the book, you probably pick through something that's kind of like the lesson. But I'm telling you, it's like a good warm-up. It's a good warm-up. Have a workbook. At least in one of the classes, have a workbook, okay? That's good. Also for the younger ones, this is what we did when they were younger. We haven't played this in a minute, but I was taking stuff out for maybe if you're starting new and you have like elementary students or whatever. This one right here, Money Baths. They love this game. I'm telling you, this game right here is so fun. Plus, they're learning how to play money. So not only are they learning how to count and stuff, they're also playing a game. They playing the game, and it's fun. I don't even feel like it's learning, but they're learning. So I'm telling you, get this for your kids. Get this for your kids. Have a time during the day where you have a little game time. Yeah, game time, game day, or whatever, something like that. So those are the two things, the two curriculums that I want to feature today. I'm going to really get back and get into the stuff that like really good platforms where you can do assessments, where you can do oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. So where you can do assessments, where you can have a like a lesson plan, like you have a lesson plan set out for them and stuff like that. Grades, it grades it, all that. Like, so I want to show you stuff where there are platforms out there where you don't feel like you are homeschooling by yourself, where you know when you homeschool, you're going to have a grading system. You're going to have an organization to where you have a time frame, or you have you know, like your schedule and what they're doing for different subjects and stuff. You gotta have that. There's platforms online that helps you keep track of all your kids' work without feeling overwhelmed. So on the next video, I'm going to feature that. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more things on curriculum. This was just a little preview. I hope today I said something that was encouraging to you. Hang on in there, okay? Hang on. God's got you. He's gonna work everything out. He's gonna bring everything you need to help you get your school and your house organized, and your kids gonna be happy. So be blessed, and I see you next time. Elisha's right there. He's got his eye in it. Hi, Elisha. How are you? Now, this is my 6th grader, Joy.
She skipped a grade.
This is Zaya, my 9th grader, and William, who walked by earlier. He is 10th grader.
I'm turning 11.
So they have their own thoughts right now about homeschooling. They want to not. They want to go to a public school. Actually, let me tell you
I want
something.
to try
Private
out a public
school.
school. I
They
want
want
to
to try it out. Lisha don't.
What's
I
Joy,
it?
do
do.
you want to? Joy does a little bit. I think she
Because
just.
I get there
I
at the
think
same
Joy
time.
just want to do part time, not all the way.
I want to
think
do a public school.
the whole
all
day.
the way.
All day.
Until 1, because that's what. is
That's
good
not all
here.
day. That's
Until
not all
1.
day. She said until 1. So
6
part time. I
hours.
told you. See, part time.
Get up at
And then-
7:30.
And then
go out
William,
at
he wants to do He wants to do
1.
brick and mortar. Why? Because he want to play some sports. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna play sports though. So we got that. We got that going. But no, honestly, we were gonna do public school last year, but Corona hit. It changed all of our plans. We was like, what a minute. This was going to be my break year. I was going to take a break, okay? And then Corona hit and said, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not taking a break. Everybody's going to stay at home and even longer. I was having them the year before. They was taking classes. And I mean, we was getting ready. We was like, yes, yes. Yay. We're going to take a break off this. We're going to be having a good old time. I'm going to be like, you know, getting that extra moolah like I want. No, Corona hit. Okay. So not only did I work a little bit, I worked, but I also had to make sure the kiddos was good. So there's a lot of sacrifice to homeschooling, but I'm going to tell you something. The greatest benefit is the time you get to spend with your kids, because you'll never get that time back. So even though there's some things I want to do, I'm telling you, I'll never trade it in for the time that I get to be with my wonderful, awesome children. Hey, glory. So there's a little background of, you know, what's going on with us. Be blessed. Peace.